Hi guys, we've done quite a lot in this video series. We've created our blog. We can view our detail blog. We can redirect, and yeah, we can do lots of things. See, we can view our blog. We can go to individual blogs. We can redirect after submitting the blog. So we want to be able to go to a single post like this. We have a delete button here. When you click on the delete button, it should be able to delete this post, and then we should redirect you back to the home page. Let's see how to do that. So since this page, if we come here, this is our detail page. You see it has an ID. So we are going to set the functionality inside here such that we have access to this ID. We can easily delete the ID from our fake database. Okay, so where is our detail block? Detail list? No, not block, this one. Yes, perfect. So at the end here of this article, we can come now inside here and then we put our button. We have here delete. Okay, now in this button we'll attach our on click. We'll have some kind of function to handle the on click, which is going to be dynamic. So we can come under here and we'll create that function here, and I want to call this function handle delete. It's an arrow function. Right, and then inside here we can pass our handle delete. Great. So what do we want this function to do when somebody clicks on it? We want to use our same fetch method. Where is our fetch method? Fetch. Okay, home. Yep, we want to use this our same fetch method. Okay, I'm just going to copy this endpoint because this is the endpoint that we will use in our fetch method. Not this fetch, not this use fetch, but this fetch. Where is it? This fetch. This is the fetch that we are using, guys. Okay, now let's head back to our detail page and we will do our fetch. So we can pass in our endpoint here. Passing our endpoint like so, and then we now need to add the ID of the block that we want to delete. So I have my plus sign here. Now we have access to this ID either from this block object or from this ID, but since we've used this ID here, let's just use the block object to get the ID from it. .id. So we have access to that ID from there, and after that we have to tell this fetch what kind of stuff we want to do with it. So we pass in our second parameter, which will be method, and we'll tell it that we want to do a delete. Yeah, so that's it. That's just the method you pass to it, and you tell a JSON server that you want to delete the block with this ID. So hopefully everything should work out correctly. But before we go, after the delete, we want something to happen after delete. So remember, this returns us a promise. So we have access to the um, we have access to promise. From here we can do dot then, because we have access to the promise. So now here, what we want to do, we want to fire this function once we get back our promise, which is a success message. We want to fire a function which should navigate us back to the home page. And the way we do that is still the same like we did before. So we create our constant. Here we call it navigate, and we use navigate from React Router DOM, and this is it. It has been imported here. We have access to our navigate now. So we do something like this: navigate. Where do you want to navigate to? We want to navigate to the home page. So if this is successful, we have access to .then, and then we can navigate to our home page. So finger crossed. Let's hope that is going to work. So let's just go back to all our blocks. We'll go to this rubbish block down here, and we do delete. We see, oh, you see it redirects us to our home page. And we do the same here. We delete, it redirects again. We delete all of these. We don't want them. We delete. As soon as we click them, we have access to the ID. This ID 6, we have access to it inside here. So when we click that function, the function runs and it gets that ID. When we click this, the function runs and it gets this ID and delete this out of our server. So that is it. Yep. We can stop there. This 3 is fine. So now guys, we are almost at the end of our video. So the next tutorials, I'm going to show you how to have make a 404 page, so that if somebody steps on a wrong route like so, we should be able to direct the person to a particular page that the person has stepped on a wrong route. Okay, so that is what we want to do now in the next